My best friend's secret double life was exposed at her baby shower, and I still don't know how to process the whole thing. It was insane. Last weekend, my best friend, let's call her Maddie, was having the most over-the-top extra baby shower I've ever seen. I mean, there were balloon arches, a mimosa bar, custom cookies with the baby's name on it, everything you could ever imagine. Now, this baby shower was mostly girls, but there were a few guys that were there. First, the soon-to-be father, Maddie's husband, let's call him Jake. He was there, her brother was there, and weirdly, her coworker was there. Let's call him Shane. And I was really confused why Shane was there, to be honest with you, because it was mostly women. The only guys that were there were people that were family or really, really close to her. So I did ask her, I was like, Maddie, why is Shane here? I don't know, did he hear about it around the office and he felt bad or something? She was like, oh no, we've just gotten really close over the past few months. And Shane was the only person at that entire baby shower that I hadn't met before. So I decided that I'm going to go introduce myself, and he's being really weird. He won't make eye contact with me. He just doesn't seem engaged in the conversation at all. He's not answering my question. It was like his head was in a completely different world. And I was like, okay, whatever. He doesn't want to talk to me. Okay, fast forward to the gift opening, because that's where things really start getting insane. And Maddie is opening all the different onesies and diapers and strollers, all of the things you would expect. But all of a sudden, she gets past this sleek black bag with no tag on it. I was keeping track of who got what gift for the thank you cards. So I asked, I'm like, oh, who's this from? No one steps up. No one claims the gift, which I thought was a little weird. I was like, okay, maybe the person left early. No, that's not what happened. Maddie pulls out the gift, and it's a picture frame, and it was a photo of her and Shane at the beach. Immediately, I say, wait, when did you go to the beach together? Was it a work retreat or something that I didn't know about? But I don't know. Kind of a weird gift to give a photo of you and the person on the beach. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. Men don't know how to buy presents sometimes. Maybe he thought that that's what you give at baby showers. But then I saw the look on Maddie's face, and I realized it was a lot deeper than what I initially thought. I see that Maddie's face has totally dropped. Like, her face is stark white. She looks like she's about to yak. So I take the photo from her and I look at it, and I see that on the frame, it says, home is wherever daddy and mommy are. And the photo is not just a photo of the two of them on the beach. His hands are on her stomach. Yeah, yep, it is that bad. At first I was like, is he trying to expose something publicly? But no, he had no idea that this was happening either. And at this point, Jake still isn't totally sure about what's going on. So he comes right up to me and he goes, give me the picture frame, Kels. I was like, and I look over at Maddie and she just shrugs. She's like, yeah, give it to him, I guess. So I do. I just handed him the picture frame. I mean, a lot of people that were around us had already read it and saw what was happening. So, I mean, there was no way that Maddie was going to get out of this publicly. Jake looks at that thing for what feels like 5 minutes in total silence before just like slamming it down on the table. So of course then everybody's nosy. So they're leaning in, looking at the picture frame, seeing what it says, and everybody is figuring out what's going on. And it just becomes absolute chaos. Maddie's mom starts sobbing. People are just like panicking, not knowing what to do. I mean, what do you do in that situation? And Shane is just standing there. I was like, dude, you better get out of there. Like, I don't know why he stayed. If I was him, I would have like ran, but no, he stayed right there, just frozen in spot. So Jake marches right on up to Shane and he's like, what is this about? Do you have something to say to me? They start getting a little physical. People are holding them back. It is going absolutely insane. And that's when Maddie just runs. She just runs straight through the front door and dips. And no matter how many people have texted and called her, no one has heard from her. And no one knows 100% for sure what is going on. But we're going to get to the bottom of it because we have to. For days, everyone was trying to get a hold of Maddie and no one could. I was so confused because Maddie and I have always told each other everything. And if the paternity of the father of her child was in question, I feel like she would have told me. She had brought up Shane to me once or twice in passing and always just a story about work. Never like, oh yeah, Shane, the man I'm having an affair with, the man that might be the father of my child. Finally, after a few days, Maddie texts me back. She gives me an address and she tells me not to tell anybody that I reached out to her and not to tell anyone where she is. I was like, this is cryptic. She is staying at some extended stay hotel. I'm like, girl, this is the definition of running from your problems right now. You need to go back and talk to your husband. You cannot just be camping out here. Everyone is so confused. Obviously, I'm like, okay, it's time that you're honest with me. I'm here. I'm confused. What is going on? And that's when she breaks down and I hear everything. Maddie revealed that she had been in love with Shane and the two of them have been having an affair all throughout the time she was dating her husband, they were engaged, and the time that they were married. She said that this was something that only the two of them knew. None of their friends, none of their family, no one had any idea. She told me that she truly believed that Shane was her soulmate and the love of her life, and she couldn't imagine not being with him. So why did you get married to another man? Like, why not be with Shane? Now, Maddie's dream has always been to be a mom. She has been talking about wanting to be a mom ever since we were kids. And Shane did not want that. Shane never wants to get married. He never wants to have kids. But Maddie's husband, Jake, he is the ultimate family man. He's going to be the most amazing father. Maddie told me that Jake was able to give her the life that she always dreamed of and that Shane wouldn't have been able to give, but she couldn't give Shane up because he made her so happy and she was so in love with him. Okay. It's kind of sounding like neither of these men were right for her. Like, you can't just take two men, add them together, and then that creates your dream man. Why don't you just find a man that has all of the qualities you're looking for instead of having a full-blown affair on your husband? Maddie said that when she got pregnant, she wasn't confident who the father was, and she ended up getting a paternity test done, and surprise, surprise, it was Shane's, the man who didn't want a family or kids. At this point, I am absolutely floored. This was my best friend, and I had no idea any of this. I had not even a single clue. She hid it so well. It's honestly terrifying. My next question is then, if nobody knew about this affair, who gave the picture frame? It had to be Shane, right? Because no one else knew. But Maddie told me that it wasn't Shane. She knew exactly who gave that gift. A week before her baby shower, Maddie had gone to her little sister's house and was looking for a phone charger and was opening different drawers. And she saw that exact picture frame in her little sister's apartment. She didn't think anything of it. She was thinking that it was actually going to be a gift for her baby shower and it was going to be a photo of Maddie and Jake. So she just closed the door and pretended like she didn't see anything. But yeah, it was her little sister. And Maddie and her little sister are extremely close. Like, her little sister was her maid of honor in her wedding. They're attached at the hip. So I have no idea why her little sister would expose her affair in this kind of way, publicly at her baby shower. Like, I get what Maddie did was extremely wrong, but that's also wild. Maddie said the main reason that she went off the grid was because she has no idea how to talk to her little sister about this. She was like, I know that I have to come clean and own up to a lot of things I did to Jake, but I have no idea how I'm going to even talk to my little sister about this. Maddie doesn't even know how her little sister found out because, again, they didn't tell anybody. And get this, she hadn't even told Shane that he was the father. She said she was planning on just never saying anything and letting Jake think he was the father of that child, which messed up. So today, Maddie has to talk to her little sister, her husband, and Shane because she has a lot to sort out. So we'll see what happens.
Hi, this is my experience with Ashley Barnes. So I met her for the first time at Poultry's party last week and also the Grove, which is basically a shopping center type thing that influencers will go to and hang out with before the parties. So I'm sure you've heard Capri say like, oh, she was doing a lot of taking people to the bathroom and like bringing them back. And yeah, that is what she does. So when she entered the Grove, mind you, she entered the Grove looking very upset. She did text us that she was going to be a little late, which I was like, okay, sure. Like, I can't wait to meet you because I did truly relate to her in a lot of different ways. And so she comes in, she immediately like finds the group, finds us, and starts asking, okay, can one of you guys come to the bathroom with me? I don't think that's odd. Like, first time meeting her, she probably just wants someone to come to the bathroom with her. Like, that's not odd to me. So of course I tell her like, okay, well, the nearest bathroom is here. And She asked me like 10 times. Okay, so as soon as we all say like, yeah, sure, we'll go with you, she grabs one girl and runs. Like, we're all in a group, we're all like following behind her, but she grabs one person and like zooms to the bathroom. I was not the girl that went to the bathroom with her individually, but my heart goes out to whoever did. Anyways, now Paul's. Okay, fast forward to Paul's party a couple hours later. I'm talking with my friends, and she like randomly comes from behind and grabs my waist, kind of like pulls me in, and I turn around, I'm shooken, and I say like, oh, hi, because I've never talked to her before, like, minus the whole bathroom thing. Like, I just helped her to see where the bathroom was. Like, I didn't think she knew my name or anything. And I'm like, oh, hi. And then she's like, hi. And then she starts complimenting my body. And till now, I didn't think this was weird until I saw Sky's story. And Sky and my story are, like, oddly similar, which made me go off. My story is obviously, like, not a whole lot, but it does go to show that she will, like, do this to anybody, like someone she just met or someone she barely knows. So it's like, just be careful who you're talking to, who you associate with, because you never really know who these people are. I should also mention that she was, like, looking very upset when she entered the Grove, and she looked very much so in a rush. She did text me that, like, she was going to be running a little late, and I was like, oh, okay, like, it's fine, I can't wait to meet you. And it's just a terrible feeling because I did really look up to her and, like, relate to her in a lot of ways. And yeah, my heart goes out to all of her other victims, and I just pray that you find the strength to share your story, because it is important and no story goes unheard.
Have you ever lost something? You search high, you search low, and you can't find it. And then suddenly it reappears. Or you've been invited somewhere and you had a wonderful time or an awful time. And then for the life of you, you just can't find the place again. Someone reminded me about a story that I told long ago. And I said to myself, you know what, why not? Let's just tell it again. Just tell it again. It's called this guy Gary. He was on MySpace, where he was sharing his music with other users on the platform, and they were sharing their work with him. Came across this particular guy that was sharing some awesome, mind-blowing music that he has just never heard before. He was intrigued, so he started to chat to this one person. After a while, the person was just like, do you want to come to my house? You can burn more music. Yeah, those were the days when they were burning music a long time. Sure, I'll come. I sent his information to him, went straight on MapQuest, and he printed off the directions. Yeah, MapQuest, so long time, early 2000s. The next day he went to work and he was just so geeked out. He's a producer, he's a music person, the person is a music person, is somebody of his own ilk. After work now, jump in his car, following directions, going to his new friend's house to burn music and chat about music. When he approached the neighborhood, he realized that this is an affluent place, pure rich people. So himself get even more excited. So him rich, him have money. Okay, cool. He said when he got to the house, he started to go up the driveway. So it's a long driveway, like straight out of the movies. So he got excited. Up in front of the house, a butler came out to greet him. Butler, big house, first butler. The guy came, the guy greeted him. Hey Gary, I'm such and such. Welcome to my home. Would you like something to drink? You want something to eat? Make him feel at home. Him say, well, the guy never treat him no way. Though him drive up here in him like a jalopy, the guy never make him feel bad about his situation. I said, wait in the study for me. I'll be there soon. Study all fancy. Went in the study, sat down closer to the computer because that's where they'll be burning music. Had something to eat, started to chat. But he said he noticed something peculiar. Whenever the guy would talk about the artists of the music long ago, he would always talk like, first-hand account, like he was actually there. He actually knew these people, the artists. This is strange because this is a very, very young youth. So how could he be telling me the story like him was there way back in a 18 something 17 something, talking about different genres of music, its origins, the different artists and how things passed down. And he's like, never hear about none of them people here before. No, it was strange, but it was exciting. After a while, chatting, burning music, learning the history, it started to get late. So he said to the guy, I need to go to use the restroom before I leave. Sure, no problem. Down the hall to the left. Went in the bathroom. He saw this big book on the counter, but it was quite huge, old, and like tattered. When he looked on the front, it said the history of our family. He's like, oh cool, I guess this is like a photo album. He opened it, saw a picture of the guy and what seems to be like mother and father. Skip look like grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents. I'm say, oh, this is so cool. I'm say, after a while, the pictures turned into paintings and then drawings. Humans didn't look quite human. And I look half human, half something else that he could not describe. So he started to get a little weirded out. What's going on here? But he kept looking. So when you fast, he skipped right to the back quickly. And he saw this creature standing by himself, and under it was marked the original. Just no know what it is, but it was enough to frighten him. The guy was at the door. Gary, are you okay? Are you okay, Gary? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm coming out. Gary with him full self when him come out. Yeah, man, dude, that book that book is an awesome book with all the pictures and everything. That I was just like, and. Serious. No man. Where did you get a book like that? I was just like, you know what? It's getting late now. You have to leave. So the next time you come, I'll be sure to tell you where you can get a book like that. But you gotta go now. Gary found it a little abrupt and rude, but yeah, it was late. On his way home, he was thinking how awesome that he got all this information, got so much music of CDs. And he just can't wait to get home to tell his brother. Because them days, no cell phone. He didn't have a cell phone. So when he got home, he started to tell his brother about this awesome person that he met and all the music they were listening to and all the information. And his brother was like, I want to burn some music myself. I want to learn too. And of course, I want to go for this big house, this big rich house. All right, cool. We got tomorrow. He tried to call the guy the next day from work. And he noticed that the phone was disconnected. He found it strange, but was still determined that him and his brother gonna go up to his new friend's house. Can't get the man on the phone, but him gonna still go to the man's house. Brighty, he picked up his brother after work and went up to the house. So they're following the instructions on the map, trying to find it again. Approaching neighborhood, the brother is like, wow, you serious, my big brother? Yes, sir. I said, yep. I told you. Driving. When him get now to the lot, and there was no house. There was no house. His brother was like, I knew it. It was a prank. You two lie. And it was too good to be true. Oh, I was just here last night. It's the truth. The house was here. The butler was here. The guy came. He greeted me. We burned the music. Him tell me everything. No, yeah, get mad. If you really believe that, you are go crazy. I am telling you where to get all the music from and all the information and everything. Looking at him like, oh man, Gary, I'm mad out. I said, no, I am telling you. The house just disappeared into thin air. But I tell you what, he couldn't find the place because he was no longer invited.
When I was in college, 2 white girls I thought were my friends literally called the cops on me, and I've literally never been the same since. And I just feel like I finally need to tell this story because I wasn't really allowed to tell the story at first, which is kind of crazy because that was fucking racist. But I was literally about to lose my job, so if I had talked about it, I would have lost my job. I was an RA, and if you have been an RA on campus, then you know that there are a lot of fucking rules that you have to follow. And last semester on campus, and like at school at all. Basically, we had an RA meeting, and during the RA meeting, the lecturer of Res Life was saying a bunch of shit about how people weren't doing their jobs. Now, was I doing my job? Not to the best of my ability, but as you all know, I have like a really bad chronic illness and literally found out I was dying like the month before. So I was not in a good place mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever. I was kind of crashing out a little bit, and they were like, fuck you guys. He was like really pissed off, and he was really mad, and he was just like talking shit to everybody. Mind you, we're all sitting like in a classroom, like auditorium, and he's like, all of you guys fucking suck. Only the new RAs are doing their job. I had been an RA for like 2 years, and I was like, that's fucking insane. Again, were people doing their jobs? Maybe not, kind of debatable. And I was like, hey, what about people who have accommodations? Like, why can't we get accommodations as RAs? And he was like, fuck you. I'm not talking about the people who have accommodations, and you can have accommodations, and if you don't, fuck you. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I didn't know that we could have accommodations. Nobody ever told me this, and everybody knew for the last like 2 years that I've been struggling in the job because of the fact that I had chronic illnesses, and there were a lot of things that I like couldn't do on time. And so I was like fucking pissed. I was like, you're telling me that I've been struggling for no good fucking reason and like stressing my own self out for no good fucking reason when this entire time I could have had accommodations. So I was like really mad, and I had like raised my hand and said that. I was like, hey, like, why can't we have accommodations? And he was like, you can, and like, fuck you guys, I'm not talking about you, and whatever. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? And I was like visibly upset because I was already just like having a rough fucking time, and I was like visibly upset. And then afterward, they like called me down. He like called me down to the front of the room to like talk to me after the meeting was over. Also, I had gotten an email that was like, we need to talk about like you in the role and like the way that you've been acting, basically. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what did I do? So before the meeting even started, before the director of Res Life even walked in, I talked to my individual supervisor. I was like, hey, do you know anything about this email that I got that you're also CC'd on? And he was like, no, not really. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting, cool. The meeting happens, all the stuff that I just said happened, and I was like, this is great. So then I had to talk to the director of Res Life after the meeting, and I like genuinely was really upset about this, which like normally I'm not the kind of person who like cries when I'm angry or like cries really, period. But I was like really upset and like low-key near tears, and he was like really fucking mean to me. Little interjection, he was actually extremely mad at me because I talked to my supervisor about the fact that I had received that email, and he was like, why didn't you just come to talk to me? And I was like, I am here and I am talking to you right now, like what the fuck? Obviously I asked my supervisor, they were also CC'd. Like low-key, this story isn't even about him because I don't even hate him. Like this isn't even like, I need to get to the point. But basically someone had sent my Instagram comment to somebody in leadership, and they were mad about it. And basically it was like a confessions page for our school, and someone was like, is it worth it to be an RA? And I said no with a heart emoji, because it's not. Fuck that place. You guys, look, you're literally yelling at me right now and like being a dick right now. Like why would I like say yes? And like, yeah, I felt the need to say no so that people are not also fucking tortured like I am being tortured right the fuck now. The only reason why I'm an RA was because, you know, like you're paying for my room and board, and like I don't fucking have the money to pay for my room and board right now. So like that's literally the only reason. Unless you really have to, like don't be an RA. It like sucks, right? I go back to my dorm and I like post some bullshit on my private Instagram, on my private story, and I'm like, fuck Res Life. If I myself, it's Res Life's fault, because I was mad. Okay, I was mad. Like obviously everybody who knows me knows that I was being like dramatic. And, like some people are like, hey, are you okay, Pookie? And I was like, yeah, like I'm fine, like whatever. Time I had 2 people in Res Life that I was friends with who are also RAs, and honestly if you go back and look like far back at my videos, like they're still in my fucking videos. I'm sure you can figure out who they are because I do not have a lot of white friends, okay? And they also like miraculously like disappeared from my vlogs because fuck them, obviously. 4 or 5 people on my private Instagram story, okay? So like I could very easily deduce like what ended up happening like after this. Like it's pretty clear we know who did it. But anyways, so like I was upset. I posted that shit. They saw it. And instead of having a conversation with me like a normal fucking person, they basically reported me to Res Life. Another intermission, these people were so good friends with me that they literally had my location, and I walked past one of them in the dining hall before like I had decided to like leave campus because I was just too upset. Like I went and slept at my friend's house, but she was too busy texting on her phone to notice that I was like literally right in front of her fucking face. But anyway, I literally leave campus and go sleep at like my friend's house, and all night a random ass number is blowing my phone up. And then at like a random hour, my actual supervisor as an RA like calls me and is like, hey, there's a manhunt for you on campus right now. And I'm like, excuse me, what the fuck? And he's like, are you okay? Like we're literally searching all over campus and like walking through all the hallways, like looking for you and like screaming your name. And I'm like, dude, I'm fucking fine. Why are you calling me on my personal cellular device? I'm pissed off at Res Life right now. And like, why would you call me on my literally on my personal device? It's like 11 o'clock at night. Like, leave me alone. I am off campus. I'm fine. Go away. And he's like, yeah, okay. Like the cops are like searching your room and shit. And like, we're really worried about your mental health. And I was like, I'm fucking fine. I was like, okay, like I'll tell the campus police that you are fine or whatever. And I was like, yes, I'm fine. Like, leave me alone. He was like, okay, I believe you. And I was like, great. But that number kept like blowing my phone up. And then in the morning, I got like an email from the chief of campus police, like, please call me back. We need to talk. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Okay. And I was like really upset. Mind you, I then started to slowly realize that, you know, somebody had like called the cops on me and like reported me yeah, I just name dropped my college, whatever, who gives a fuck, everybody knows I went there. Anyway, I quickly figured out who it was, obviously, because most of my friends did not go to the same school as me, so there was really only like 1 to 2 people who this could have been, obviously. So I like texted them and was like, hey guys, that made my mental health worse, what the fuck, like why didn't you guys talk to me? Radio silence. Call the chief of police back and he's like, are you okay, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm pissed off at Res Life though. And then I start asking him questions because I'm like, I need to figure out like who officially like reported me or whatever. Like I was really mad, obviously. So I was like, you know, is there a screenshot in the police report, basically, or in the incident report, which incident reports are things that like RAs write and then like submit after an incident has like occurred or whatever. And he was like, yeah, there's a screenshot of your fucking Instagram. What the fuck? There was a screenshot of my story. I was like, cool. So there's really only a few people who could have like taken a screenshot and like posted that. So of course I knew who it was. And I like, again, I texted them and was like, guys, this was not cool. Like, why did you do that? I thought we were friends. Mind you, like we went to fucking dinner together like every single fucking night at the dining hall. So like, I don't understand still to this day, like why they fucking did that. And I was like pretty upset. And the campus police actually like genuinely like searched my fucking room, and because of that they locked my door and my cat was in there and I needed someone to feed my cat. So I literally had to get another RA to unlock the door so that my my current roommate, who I now live with like off of campus obviously because I graduated, like could go in there and like feed my cat. After all of that happened, like did they ever respond to you or like say why they fucking decided to call the cops on you instead of having a normal conversation like a regular like fucking like the people that you're supposed to be your friends or whatever? No, they literally never responded to me. I even like sent another follow-up text and was like, hey guys, like I understand why you may have called the cops, because like I understand that like it's I guess part of our job description as RAs to like if you think someone needs like severe mental help to like, you know, like call somebody or whatever, but like that also wasn't cool, like can we talk about this? And they just literally never responded, like completely like ghosted me, and they still follow me on Instagram to this day. Kind of why I don't trust people, because like what the fuck, why would you do that? Like as my friend, like allegedly, like there's literally no reason for you to like call the actual cops on a black woman just because you think like that's fucking stupid. Like you could have literally just talked to me, but they didn't. Also literally never did again, which is kind of like they literally have like basically never uttered a word to me again, and I graduated. So that to this day people like low-key have like excuses for them, like oh like she was going through something. I don't give a fuck if she was going through something. Clearly I was going through something too. Like just talk to me, like what the actual fuck. Or like follow up after and be like, oh like I felt like I had to call the cops on you. Like anything would have been fine, but no. And obviously the school did nothing about it. They were just like, yeah, like that was proper protocol.
My son needs a liver transplant. I'm not a match because he isn't my biological son. I, 26 male, have been with my wife, 26 female, since we were in school. We have a 4-year-old son together. Or so I thought. He had to be rushed to a hospital a while ago because he somehow managed to get into my wife's sleeping pills. She swears she put the lid on properly and put them in the drawer, but he somehow found them and managed to open the childproof lid and took a lot of them. He went into active liver failure, and we were told he would possibly need a transplant. Obviously, I said I'd do it, and they did all of their tests. Blood, tissue, compatibility, etc. Their tests came back, and I was told I am not a match because of my blood type. If I remember correctly, their exact words were, there was an unexpected discrepancy in the blood we tested. The doctor kept saying it would be better if he could speak to me in private away from my wife. But she didn't want to leave or for me to leave. Now I know why. But at the time, I was confused. Eventually, she let me go, and the doctor told me my blood type is O. I knew that much. But my son's was AB. I'm not dumb. I knew what he was trying to tell me. He probably couldn't tell me outright. So I asked if that means it's impossible that I'm his biological father, and he said yes. I didn't want to make a scene in the hospital, so I just went home. I wanted to stay with my son. I know he isn't actually mine, but I've been his dad for 4 years. I knew I wouldn't be able to stay calm. Thankfully, all of the tests they ran were in case the worst happened, and it didn't. His liver has managed to recover, and he's on the mend. I still haven't gotten any answers from her, and I don't really want any. I know she slept with someone else and that the kid isn't mine. That's all I need to know. I moved out and let her stay at the house because she has him, and I can't kick him out of his house. I'm currently staying at my mother's until I can figure out what to do for the best. I'm not really good with emotions, but I can admit that this has hit me hard. It feels the same as when my best friend passed away, even though I haven't lost anybody in that sense this time. And I really don't know what to do. I've lost my wife and my son at the same time, and it's been over a week since it happened, and I still have no clue what to do. She's been spamming me with texts and calls, asking to talk and asking me to let her explain, and telling me that it meant nothing and that she only loves me. But I really don't want to hear it. Nothing she can say will fix it all. I'm not taking her back, so I don't give a shit what she has to say. But I just can't abandon my little man. I've been his dad his whole life, and that just doesn't go away because we haven't got the same blood. but it also means I have no rights to see him when I divorce my wife. I feel like a complete idiot for not seeing anything wrong. The chances she cheated on me once and got pregnant are low, so realistically I know it had to be something that happened a few times. And I didn't suspect anything. I didn't suspect the kid I had raised for 4 whole years wasn't actually mine. I don't know why I'm posting it here because I can't even ask for advice, but thanks for reading anyway.